Hey everyone, it's Caleb from Calebicious Trains here today, and in today's video we're actually going to talk about this 2 foot by 4 foot N-scale layout that I've been working on for about a year now. This is a super fun project that I've done. It's my first time ever doing an N-scale layout, so I'm super excited with how it came out. So yeah, super excited to showcase this off to you and kind of show you what I did on this layout. So this 2 foot by 4 foot N-scale layout I have been working on for about a year now. And it's definitely not fully complete, but it's definitely getting close to being complete. It's based on Florida, mostly because I do love the state of Florida, and I'll get into the reasons why here in just a minute. But the layout theme is based on CSX trackage, but it could also be Seaboard, Norfolk Southern, and Atlantic Coastline. And really in N-scale I kind of collect everything, so it really doesn't matter. You can run whatever you want. It's a model railway. But yeah, I do have a CSX train on the layout for now, but I do love the design of this layout. It's a 2 foot by 4 foot N-scale layout that I actually have sitting on a pair of wheels so I can roll it anywhere in the house that I want to. And part of it has been cut for this ocean, which I'll also explain how I did this. This was a really cool technique that I found online. And the layout is a single track mainline. It has 4 sidings total, and one of them is still not complete. I have to make a dock for it, but that's going to be a dock right there. And then we have 2 industry tracks right here and 1 more industry track right here. But yeah, this layout just came out fantastic so far. There's definitely a lot of things. So the first step, let's go ahead and get into why I chose Florida. So the reason that I chose Florida for this layout design was because I do love going to the state of Florida. So there's multiple reasons that I go, but one of the things that I've always loved about Florida is the CSX track. I like watching Danny Harmon, which is Distant Signal on YouTube, and watching his CSX videos. They're just always entertaining to me, the way he narrates it, and also the way that CSX does their operations down there. It's just fascinating to me. So I wanted to base my layout off of that because I already have an HO scale layout that's based on the Southern and Norfolk Southern, and also an O scale layout that's based on the same thing. So it was time to change it up a little bit and make something unique. So CSX seemed like the perfect candidate. The other reason I like going to Florida a lot is because of Universal Studios. I definitely grew up as a Disney kid, but I have definitely moved more towards Universal Studios. I know I don't want to start World War III in the comment section, but I do prefer Universal over Disney. And I'm super excited for the new park as well. But yeah, I love Universal Studios. I go down there all the time with my girlfriend, and it's a really fun time. So yeah, it just seemed like a no-brainer to choose Florida as the layout's design. Now, when designing this layout, I did find a track plan that's similar to this online that I based it off of. I cannot remember the name of that. If I think of it, I will comment it down below. But it had a cutoff that was designed for a river. But in my instance, I used it as the ocean. So what I did was I put this on a piece of, I believe this is 1 inch thick foam, and I actually cut a slope with a hobby knife. And then what I did was I sanded that slope down and glued every single one of these rocks by hand. Now these rocks were not fun to glue by hand in any way, shape, or form, but they came out absolutely fantastic. I did a couple of washes for the gray paint, and then what you do is you take a dry brush and you actually dry brush white onto the tops of the rocks, and it kind of creates that glistening effect that makes them look so realistic. But the water here was a little bit different of a technique. I was originally going to do an epoxy resin pour and use the Woodland Scenics water effects and stuff, but the problem with that was I didn't take the precautionary steps to make sure that it wouldn't leak underneath this, and the resin would never harden if it did leak underneath the foam. I didn't seal it beforehand. So the smarter thing to do with this, especially where it's on the edge of the table, was to go with a different method. Now the method that I chose was actually toilet paper and wood glue. So you take the toilet paper and you layer it down with wood glue, and then you take wood glue mixed with water and paint over that layer of toilet paper multiple times. I did about 6 layers of toilet paper here. And then what you can do with that is take a brush and make these waves. So these waves here are actually 3D. And you can see the ripples here from the toilet paper as well. But it's very hard to believe this is toilet paper. The way that you make it look this way is you then paint it with multiple shades, making the darker portion come out away from the shore. And then the thing that made it look awesome was putting Mod Podge gloss on it. And then after you put the Mod Podge gloss, you dry brush the tops of the waves. Dry brushing the tops of the waves gives that effect right here that you can see, if the camera will focus on it here. The kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, like the waves and the bubbles and stuff that come off of those waves, it gives a lot of that effect. And especially near the shoreline where it looks absolutely fantastic. But yeah, this is all like, once the wood glue's hardened, it's completely hard. You can do whatever you want with it. You don't have to worry about damaging it. Kind of like where with resin, if you set something on this, it's gonna create an indent if you use like the Woodland Scenics Realistic Water and stuff. So this just seemed like a no-brainer for me, especially where we have cats here. I didn't want the cats to get on this and screw it up. So this just looks fantastic though. I went with kind of the turquoise color because that's some of the water in Florida. And it makes the whole layout pop so much. That's like the first thing you notice about the layout. But the other techniques on this was actually using real sand, and then on top of that using some of the Hobby Lobby turf. The Hobby Lobby turf, in my opinion, looks a little bit more Florida-like than the Woodland Scenics turf, so I went with that because I have both, but I just think the Hobby Lobby turf looks a lot better. And then the palm trees, I just got on Amazon. It was a pack of palm trees, and they look fantastic for what it is. I definitely need to order some more, but that's an in-time thing. The building kits I actually bought from Trains.com about a year ago, and these look fantastic. They came pre-built. This one is actually from Berkshire Station, and I cannot thank you enough for giving me a great deal on this. It is the Woodland Scenics Fire Station. It's not currently wired up. All these buildings will be getting lights soon. As you can see, they're not glued down. I haven't had the time to actually go through and do that yet. And then the station was also that. The only kit that I actually put together was this shed right here from an oil refinery kit. I have to put the rest of it together because that's what this track will be here, is for my oil tankers. And then this kit right here as well, I put together, and it's for my semi trucks right here. And I have a big parking lot right here. But yeah, overall, it's not too bad of a layout. The track plan, I just wanted something simple. And this is small, so I can roll it into my office where I do all my work. And it's just a layout that I can have in there if I want to take a little break from editing videos, because I do videography full time. I can just, you know, sit there and run trains for a second. Now, the layout currently is powered by just a standard DC controller. This eventually will get DCC as well, but for most N-scale stuff that I own, it's just DC. It's cheaper that way. You know, you can go to a train show and find N-scale locomotives for, you know, 40, 50 bucks with DC in them, which is a pretty good deal. And I really do like the simplicity of DC with N-scale. It's just so quiet, it's very relaxing. It's a little nice break from all the legacy and stuff like that. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with how this layout is going. The things that I have left to do is I need to add bushes to the layout, just kind of blend in the scenery turf a little bit. I need to definitely get some more vehicles. I have some of these as temporary placeholders. Oops, again, you can see these buildings aren't fully glued down yet. I have some of these as temporary placeholder vehicles. I want to get some actual like really nice models of vehicles. And then I also need to kind of fill in this area with a bunch of trees, probably palm trees mixed with normal Woodland Scenics trees. And then one of the most important steps that I'm missing is I need to buy another one of these grade crossing pieces here. They're on back order right now, but hopefully they'll be back in stock soon. I need to order these to put over here, and then finish the grade crossing over here as well, and then get the modern flashing grade crossing stands, because again, I'm gonna light up the whole layout and put one of those grade crossings right here. I also need to do the road stripes. I have the pin. I just, again, would rather get a nice die-cast N-scale model to kind of accurately represent how big the lines need to be. So Main Street's wide enough where you have the two lines, and then you also have some parking spaces on the side. But yeah, overall, I don't really have much else to say about this layout other than I'm just super thrilled with the progress I've made over a year. This has kind of been a side project to me compared to the O-scale and the HO scale layout. But I'm super, super excited that it's where it is today. So yeah, let's just showcase some trains running on this layout. But without further ado, thank you guys for watching. And yeah, let's get into some train running.